In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the organization certification and recertification process. To start, I'm going to give you some quick tips, and then I'm going to go through the organization information tab, contact information tab, the budget tab, the board tab, and the certification tab. To start off, I wanted to give you some just basic tips. We really recommend that as an organization, you come in and complete your certification or annual recertification prior to submitting any applications. This only has to be done once a year. It's to save you time so that you don't have to submit this information every time you submit an application. But we do need that information updated annually, or if this is your first time logging in, it does need to be completed prior to submitting the application. I always suggest you just log in and start with that. If you want to start with your application, you can, and you can save your work and access it in the My Application Tracker under the In Progress section. But I, again, do recommend you just start with the organization profile. So I'm going to go ahead and click here at the Organization Profile tab. And that's going to take me to the home for all of your org information. A couple of things you can do in here, just generally, is over on the left, you can click Contacts, and you'll be able to see all of the contacts that are associated with your organization. And you'll be able to click Applications, and this is going to show you any applications that have been submitted, withdrawn, tests. It'll show you their statuses. And this is submitted by any staff person at your organization. You'll be able to see this. So we'll click back to the main screen. That gets you back to this main page. And now I want to walk you tab by tab. And when I say tabs, these are what I mean up here: contact, organization info, contact info, just these different tabs at the top. You can click them to navigate, or similar to the applications, you can actually click this next, and then there will be a back button as well. So you'll see here, there is information that is already filled in. This is just a recertification. I'm coming in, it's been a year since we've checked this. I received an email that said, don't forget to complete your annual recertification in the grants portal. So I'm coming back in and basically double checking everything. If this is your first time in the grants portal and your first time that the organization has been set up, all of these fields will be empty. So please go ahead, log in a little early and enter all of the information in. You'll see these little boxes, the gray. These are going to be kind of tooltips, helpful hints for you. So in this case, for legal organization name, you can't edit this field. If you do need us to change the legal organization name that you see here, please submit a support ticket using this link for assistance. So as you scroll down, you'll see we ask for a variety of different information from you. This is all pretty standard. It's all what we've asked in the past as well. So I'm just going to act like, okay, I've reviewed the organization information page. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the contact information page. Now, here's the new step. So we're going to say organizations, chief, staff, or volunteer. Oh, Susan hasn't, she left the company. So I actually need to go submit a support ticket and ask Susan to be removed from our account. But Robert is the new chief of staff. So we're going to go ahead and change this to Robert. If your chief of staff or chief volunteer is not in that dropdown, please ask them to submit a registration for themselves, and then they can be in that list after you've activated them. The account contact is just going to be the person who's our primary contact at your organization. If we ever have questions or we're trying to reach out, we'll reach out to this person if it's not application specific. This is also generally the person who's responsible for coming in and completing this recertification or the certification process. So you'll see here, we ask for your organization headquarters. Some of our organizations that are applying are affiliated with national organizations. So if you are a local Hawaii branch of one of those national organizations, and maybe you do not have a local address, what you'll say is, are you nationally affiliated? Yes, and then you'll select no. If you are not nationally affiliated, you'll select no, and then also select no here. If you do not select no to both, if you're just a local Hawaii organization, you're not nationally affiliated at all, you just select no and no, so that you don't have an error upon submitting your profile. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to click Save My Work since I did make changes on this page. saving your work is always a good choice. Since this application does not automatically save for you, I do recommend you hit save my work, especially if your organization or your internet is not good. If your internet is kind of spotty or you're getting knocked off of it a few times, you might want to just save your work as you go. It's a good habit to get into. Again, you'll see up here too, here's some tool tips to remind you who the chief of staff or volunteer would be and who the account contact would be. Next, we're going to go to the budget tab. So this is budget and financial information and statements that are associated with your organization as a whole. They're not associated with your programs. They're strictly associated with the whole organization. Any program information will be posted to individual applications. And again, in these tooltips, you do have some good caveats to pay attention to. So for national organizations, you may need to be submitting additional documentation specific to your Hawaii programs. Just take a look at these tips. That will be very helpful in the long run, and we'll make sure all of the correct documents are posted. If you see old documents and you would like to clean them up, please simply come here to the ellipsis, the 3 dots, click it, and then you can just say delete, and it will delete old files. So let's go to the board tab next. Now on the board tab, this is basically, we're just asking you to upload a list of your board of directors. You can click any of these documents that are posted, you can click and it will download a copy so that you can see what the content is. So maybe you're not sure if your board changed, you know who the board is now, but you're not sure what this document says. Click it, download it, take a look at it. And if it looks wrong, upload your new board of directors and then just come over here and delete the old one. And again, we'll save your work and move on to the certification tab. And again, as a reminder, all of these tooltips are up here to help you out. This is just a certification saying that you have reviewed all the information, everything looks correct, and you'll go ahead and check the box. And what's really important about this is that it's going to uncheck, your box will be unchecked and you'll need to come back in, double check all the information, check that box, and then hit submit profile. And then that's going to save all of your updates and it's going to save your recertification. And that's basically saying, yes, we have updated this, it's all the correct information. If you post any information on here that's incorrect, or you just blow through everything and just submit for recertification, we will be doing as part of our due diligence. We come in and we check the org information. So please make sure it's correct. If it's not, we will be reaching out to you just to get that corrected information so that all of our program review can actually review the correct information. So what I'll do is now everything's done and I'm going to go ahead and say submit profile. Oh no, there's an error. So you'll see up here at the top, also similar to applications, you're going to have submission errors. So that's going to be marked by the big red X. Now, what's great about this system is that all submission errors, whether in the ARC profile or in the application, are actually, they're hyperlinks. So service location cannot be empty. Where on earth, what tab was the service location on? I don't remember. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. And it takes me directly to the correct field that needs to be filled out. So I'm going to go ahead and click Oahu. And then you'll see that the red box goes away. And let's try submitting profile again. And there we go. You'll see that now I can no longer edit in here. If I want to make more changes, just click that update profile button and then submit your changes once again. And that's all there is to it.